Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Ernesto Casillas joining you for Allen Hancock College Women's Hoops tonight. I'm always joined by our executive producer of the broadcast, Brian Dill. And the women have a Western State Conference showdown tonight as they host the Moorpark College Raiders. The Lady Bulldogs coming to tonight 17-7 on the season, 6-2 in the conference. And Moorpark comes into this contest 20-5 in the season and undefeated in the conference at 9-0. And we'll have tip-off momentarily. At the tip-off will be number 13, Kayla Taylor for the Lady Bulldogs, and number 3, Success Prysock for the Raiders. As the Raiders win the tip, and we're underway for Lady Bulldog basketball. And a first three-point attempt by Moorpark is no good. Branham gets the board. Dowling Green gets it to Paquette. Back to Dowling Green now. As Branham goes inside, and the ball is pushed out of bounds, it'll be Raiders basketball. Lady Bulldogs come into this contest averaging 67 points on the season, giving up 53 points per season. And respectively, Moorpark is averaging 70 points per season and giving up 50. As Dillon loses control, Branham picks it up. And it looks like Branham will draw a foul. It's going to be the first team foul on Moorpark. Foul will go against Prysock, her first personal. As we still have no score here, a minute into the contest. And tonight we have our Carnies for Coaches Fight Against Cancer game. If you have a chance to stop at Raising Cane's, mention Bulldog basketball, and 15% of all proceeds will go to the fight against cancer. So turnover by the Lady Bulldogs. It'll be Raider basketball. Caden Mew, a 5'6" sophomore guard from Buena High School, will handle the rock for the Raiders. Belquist with the ball. She dribbles inside. And Prysock, ball poked away by Taylor. She's still on the ground. Paquette meets her there. It's going to be a jump ball. Lady Bulldog basketball. A minute and a half gone by, still 0-0. As Paquette has the ball, she gets the screen from Dowling Green. Branham's calling for it. Gets the screen from Taylor, goes left. Paquette with the ball now. She dribbles right, goes inside the paint. Little floater, no good. Tipped out of bounds by the Raiders. It'll be Lady Bulldog basketball, and they'll get a second attempt at a field goal in this possession. Paquette passes to Branham. She dishes it to Blankenship. Taylor with a little hook shot off the iron. Raiders recover. And Dillon will push the ball up the court. She's going to go all the way to the basket. Didn't look like much contact there, but the referees call a foul. And the foul will go against Kayla Taylor, her first personal and first team foul for the Lady Bulldogs. And Dillon misses the first. Still waiting for our first point of the contest, and there it is. Skylar Dillon, as Branham will control the ball for the Lady Bulldogs. She's over the logo, finds Blankenship. Blankenship dribbles inside, blocked by Prysock, and the Raider hit the floor. And that'll be Taylor's second personal. So Coach Scott will bring in Maya Mendoza, a 5'10 freshman forward from Lompoc, California, Lompoc High School, and also a member of our softball team. Raiders have control now. Branham goes for the steal, as Success Prysock will get the first bucket of the game. And Lady Bulldogs trail 3-0 with just 3 minutes gone by. Ball was poked by Dillon. Lady Bulldogs will retain possession as Blankenship goes to the bench. And in comes Giselle Calderon, a 5'6 freshman guard from Hollister, California, Orchid Academy High School. And they get it to Calderon right away. She's inside, bounce pass to Mendoza. Calderon gets it back, and Branham will reset the offense. Tipped out of bounds by Dillon. It'll still be Lady Bulldog basketball. Branham gets the screen from Mendoza. They find Calderon in the corner. Mendoza for three, off the front iron. Calderon is fighting for the board. Branham will work against Mew. And Paquette has the ball now. She'll dribble left, passes to Mendoza. Mendoza with the jumper. And Raiders get the board. It'll be Belquist with the ball. She dishes it to Mew. They're going to go inside to follow Chia. And we'll see what the refs call. Foul will go against Branham, her first personal, third team foul in the first quarter for the Lady Bulldogs. As Raiders will inbound, they find Belquist. Field goal's no good, now to follow Chia, and it'll be Lady Bulldog basketball. Lady Bulldogs have done great defensively for these first 4 minutes and 10 seconds. And let's see if they can find the offensive spark they need as Branham pushed the ball up the court. Calderon with the ball now. India Dowling Green's inside, and she'll draw contact. Foul will go against Gianna Falochia. It'll be her first personal, and Dowling Green will go to the line with an opportunity to put the Lady Bulldogs on the board. And she'll make the first. Dowling Green had quite the rebounding performance at the Lady Bulldogs' last game on Saturday, February 4th against Cuesta, which was a win for the Lady Bulldogs, 63-34. Lady Bulldogs have won 11 out of their last 13 games. And the three from Moorpark is no good. Mendoza gets the board. And Lady Bulldogs trail 1-3. Paquette goes inside for the layup, and it's good. They're not trailing anymore. They're tied up. It's 3-3 halfway through the first quarter. Belquist over to Mew. Mew dribbles left. She's going against Blankenship. Looking to set the offense for the Raiders. Blankenship doing a great job of staying in front of her. And fellow Chia. And now it'll be Mew for the three. No good. Dowling Green gets the board. She's going to push it fast. And we'll take it all the way to the hole, and it's good. India Dowling Green puts the ball in her hand, goes coast to coast, and Lady Bulldogs now lead 5-3 early on versus Moorpark. Dillon with the ball, she'll turn right, gets the layup. 6 minutes has gone by into this contest. We're all tied up 5-5. Mendoza dribbles left, goes inside the paint, and Dowling Green gets the board. Paquette will take a dribble and shoot it, and it looks like Calderon will get called for over the back foul. It'll be her first personal, 4th team foul. It'll be Mew with the ball for the Raiders. She's looking to get a double screen from her teammates. Blankenship blows through it. And it'll be Mew for 3, no good. And excuse me, that was Hutchins for 3. And they pass up to Blankenship, who gets it to Mendoza. She'll take the jumper. It's off the back iron, and Belquist will get the board. And she'll put it up and get the layup. Moorpark takes a 2-point lead, 7-5, 3 to play in the first quarter. And Moorpark gets the steal. That was Fallow Chia. Then Mendoza will stop her from scoring. And that'll be Maya Mendoza's first personal foul, but the 5th team foul for the Lady Bulldogs. As we mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, Bulldog fans, be sure to join us at Raising Cane's after the game today. Place your order before 10 p.m. and mention Coaches versus Cancer to have 15% of your order donated to the Mission Hope Cancer Center. As Fallow Chia hits the free throw, Moorpark will bring in some substitutions. In comes Prysock. And Peyton Love also checks in. Love, a 5'5" freshman guard from Al Camino Real High School. Dowling Green with the ball. Passes it to Calderon. They find Blankenship on the 3-point line. She gives it back to Calderon. And she'll put up the little floater at the end of the shot clock, and it's good. Giselle Calderon. Say that fast 3 times. And Moorpark loses control. Turnover forced by the Lady Bulldogs. As Brandon will bring the ball up the court. Branham going left, puts up the little jumper. It's good. Lady Bulldogs on a little 4-0 run. We're all tied up 9-9. As Coach Scott will send Paquette to the scorer's table. Prysock in the post. She's met by Mendoza and Dowling Green. An impenetrable wall. She loses it. And it's Lady Bulldog basketball. Calderon for 3. No good. And Raiders are on the move. Bounce pass to Love. Calderon tips it to Dowling Green. And Lady Bulldogs have an opportunity to take the lead here. Mendoza with the jumper. And now Love loses control, gets it back. They go inside to Price Sock. She misses it, puts it back, misses both attempts. We're all tied up 9-9. 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Branham going right. She goes inside, puts it up. Dowling Green is there. As Love hits her on the arm, the refs don't call it. And Hutchins with the ball now. Mendoza there to stop her. And Lady Bulldogs doing a great job defensively. Paquette checks in for Mendoza. Make sure you stay tuned for men's basketball at 7 p.m., who will also host the Moorpark Raiders tonight. Calderon's over half court. She's working against Hutchins. Gets the screen from Dowling Green. Branham goes left. Step back jumper, no good. And last shot of the first quarter. And let's see if the refs say it'll count. That shot will count, folks. We will be back for the second quarter of Lady Bulldog basketball. You're listening to Lady Bulldog basketball from the Joe White Memorial Gymnasium, Allen Hancock College. Allen Hancock College Athletics. Folks, we're back for Lady Bulldog basketball. Great to see Coach Norelli, the head coach of Lady Bulldogs last season, and for quite some time here at Allen Hancock College in the stands tonight. Great to have you here, Coach, as after 10 minutes of action, Lady Bulldogs trail by 3 against Moorpark College, who is undefeated in the conference. Moorpark has the ball. They get it over to Belquist. She'll go inside to Falochia. She loses control. Calderon recovers, and Branham will bring the ball up the court. Calderon will call the play. Hands it to Dowling Green. She'll take the little jumper. And it'll be Belquist who gets the board. Love's inside. Bounce pass to Falochia. It's no good. Paquette with the ball now. Dribbles right. Up and under is good. What a sweet move by nothing but net Paquette. And Lady Bulldogs only trail by 1 now. And Belquist will take the jumper. Dowling Green gets the board. Nice block out by Dowling Green. She's a rebounding machine. Looks like there was a foul called against Chia. Still learning how to say that properly. Her second personal. And Paquette will inbound. Ball went off of Blankenship's hands. It'll be Raiders basketball. 8:37 to go in the second quarter. As they give it to Love. And she'll get called for a double dribble. As we mentioned earlier, Lady Bulldogs have won 11 out of their last 13 games and are currently on a 3-game winning streak. And Calderon will dribble left. She's over half court. Gives it to Branham. Gets the screen from Blankenship. And it'll be Raiders basketball. The inbounder for Moorpark will be Caden Mew, a 5'6" sophomore point guard from Buena High School. And nice tip by Calderon. She tries to save it, but Raiders will maintain possession. They pass inside to Love. Bounce pass to Mew. She's looking to go inside to Prysock, but she'll take the three instead. It's no good. Prysock with the board. And again, great defensive prowess tonight by the Lady Bulldogs. They'll have an opportunity to go up here. They go inside to Mendoza, loses control. Raiders recover. Arzaga with the ball now. Shoots the three. No good. As Prysock is under the net to get the putback. (14-11). Lady Bulldogs trail by 3. Paquette from long range. It's no good. Mew putting the pressure up. And let's see what the refs call. As Blankenship will check back in. Foul is going to go against Paquette. First team foul for Lady Bulldogs and Paquette's first personal. As Mew makes the first one. And she'll make them both. And Brandon will dribble the ball, bring it up the court for the Lady Bulldogs, who trail by 5 now. Paquette swings it to Taylor, to Calderon. And Blankenship for 3, off the iron. Love recovers. And Dillon's under the basket, and she'll get the field goal. We'll take a timeout, folks, from Allen Hancock College. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Basketball, Allen Hancock College Athletics. We're back for Lady Bulldog Basketball. We'd like to take a moment to recognize a few of our generous corporate sponsors from the community. Thank you to Community Bank of Santa Maria, Home Motors Chevrolet, Oxford Suites at Pismo, and American Star Trailways. Thank you for your support of Allen Hancock College athletics. 18-11, Lady Bulldogs trail by 7 at home versus Moorpark Raiders. 6:20 to go in the second quarter. As Calderon has the ball now. Takes the fadeaway jumper and draws the contact. She'll have an opportunity to go to the line to make it a three-pointer. As Knutson and Mendoza will check in for Taylor and Branham. And Calderon does convert. Lady Bulldogs within 4 now. 18-14, 6:10 to go in the half. And Dillon gets it to Prysock. She doesn't make her first attempt. As the Lady Bulldogs force a turnover. And Calderon has the ball. She'll get called for the traveling violation. And it's 5:49 to go. As Fala Cochia will check in for the Raiders, and Prysock will go to the bench. And Mew will bring the ball up the court. And Skylar Dillon now with the left-handed layup and converts. Moorpark lead is up to 6 now. As Dillon gets the steal for the Raiders, she's still trying to pick the ball up. And Hutchins bounce pass inside to Fallow Chia. And Belquist will shoot the three, no good. Dillon gets the board. Raiders will get a second attempt here. And Fallow Chia will go inside, finds Belquist for the layup. And Paquette will have the ball for the Lady Bulldogs. Mendoza inside now, puts it up. Dillon gets the board. Mew will bring it up for the Raiders. Back to Dillon. And Fallow Chia is there to get the offensive glass. Belquist for three, no good. Paquette with the board, up to Calderon. And Mew went for the steal, but fell out of bounds. As Dowling Green will check in for Knutson. Paquette inbounds to Mendoza. She'll dribble right in the post. As Fallow Chia gets the board. And Moorpark is on the move. Mew's moving quickly. And the refs call a foul. That'll be Mendoza's second personal, second team foul for the Lady Bulldogs. And Caden Mew will go to the line to shoot two. In comes Branham for Mendoza. And Mew misses the first of two. But she'll hit the second one. And in comes in Calista Arzaga for the Moorpark Raiders, a 5'3" freshman point guard from Granada Hills Charter High School. Lady Bulldogs trail by 9. Paquette with the ball. Swings it to Branham. And then Dowling Green, she's inside, puts it up. And Moorpark is there to stop her. It'll be Dillon who gets the board. Arzaga dribbling right. Dishes it to Hutchins. They go inside to Dillon. She's in the post. And Paquette will get the turnover for the Lady Bulldogs. 3 minutes to go in the half. Dowling Green all the way to the rim and gets the bucket for an opportunity for an and one. As Heather Knutson will check in. And Dowling Green will go to the line to shoot 1. And she'll miss it, but get her own board. Green is a rebounding machine. And now Branham to Blankenship. Back to Branham. And she takes the step back 3 off the back iron. Falochia gets the board. And Arzaga will bring the ball up for the Raiders. Belquist bounce pass to Falochia. Back to Belquist. And she'll get called for the traveling violation. Lady Bulldogs 16, Moorpark Raiders 23. 2:28 to go in the second quarter. Stay tuned as men's basketball will host Moorpark at 7 p.m. tonight at the Joe White Memorial Gymnasium. If you're not here, make sure you get here as we are having our Coaches versus Cancer tonight. Any proceeds, any meals bought at Raising Cane's tonight, if you mention Bulldog Basketball, they will donate 15% of your order to Mission Hope Cancer Center. And after the Lady Bulldog turnover, it'll be Moorpark with the ball. Mew is the ball handler. Falochia has it, back to Mew. They go inside to Belquist, back to Falochia, and she gets the bucket. Lady Bulldog deficit is back to 9. As Dowling Green gets it to Branham, Coach Scott will send a couple substitutions to the scorer's table. And Raiders will recover the ball. Belquist bounce pass to Falochia. In the quarter to Gonzalez for 3, and it's good. Paquette with the ball now. Dowling Green gets the jumper. From the free throw line, maybe a step back. She hit the jumper. Lady Bulldogs 18, Raiders 28. 35 seconds left in the first half. Mendoza and Calderon waiting at the scorer's table to check in. As Mew will go inside and the refs call a foul.
Foul called on
That'll be Knutsen's first foul, third team foul. And Caden Mew will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. She'll miss the first. And she'll make the second one. Moorpark up by 11, 20 seconds to go in the first half. Calderon will call the play. Gets a dual screen from Mendoza. And Paquette Mendoza for 3 off the front iron. And it'll be Prysock who gets the board. Mew with the ball now. And it'll be a jump ball. And the clock reads 0-0. We'll see if the refs put any time back on the clock, but they won't. You just witnessed the first half of basketball here. Lady Bulldogs hosting their Western State Conference rival, the Moorpark Raiders. They trail at the half 18-29. We'll be back for the second half of action. You're listening to Hancock Basketball, Allen Hancock College Athletics. Folks, we're back for the second half of Lady Bulldog basketball as they host the Moorpark College Raiders as they trail by 11, 29-18. Let's take a look at some leading scorers from the first half. For the Raiders, it was Skylar Dillon and Sabrina Belquist with 7 each, respectively. And over on the Lady Bulldog side, India Dowling Green led all scorers with 7 points. Also brought down 6 boards, and Giselle Calderon had 5 points. As they go inside to Prysock, and she'll draw some contact. That'll be Taylor's 3rd personal foul. As Prysock will go to the line for 2, she'll convert the first one. And she'll miss the second one. And Lady Bulldogs recover the ball. Branham will be the ball carrier. As it goes off the leg of Mew. And Lady Bulldogs will inbound. Moorpark College had a total of 16 points in the paint in that first half compared to Lady Bulldogs' 8. And the ball goes out of bounds. Lady Bulldogs will maintain possession. If you're not over here at the Joe White Memorial Gymnasium in Allen Hancock College, get over here as Raising Cane's is handing out some chicken tenders. Place your order today at Raising Cane's before 10 p.m. and mention Coaches versus Cancer to have 15% of your order donated to the Mission Hope Cancer Center. As Dowling Green just gets a bucket, bringing her team within 10. Dillon is inside, up and under, gets the bucket. So now it's Lady Bulldogs 20, Moorpark Raiders 32. 8:30 to go here in the third quarter. Ball tipped out of mound by Belquist. Lady Bulldogs will retain possession. And Paquette inbounds to Branham. She gives it back to Paquette. She goes right around the screen from Taylor. And it's going to be an offensive foul called against Paquette. That'll be Kayla Taylor's 4th personal foul. As Maya Mendoza will check in for Taylor. And the three-point attempt by Gonzalez is no good. Dowling Green hits the floor, and it'll be Lady Bulldog basketball. Paquette to inbound. On the floor for Lady Bulldogs is Paquette, Branham, Blankenship, India Dowling Green, and Mendoza. As Branham turns it over, it'll be Belquist, but Blankenship goes all the way down and blocks her. Nice defensive hustle by Chloe Blankenship as she stops the field goal from Belquist, but unfortunately will draw a foul, and Belquist will go to the line to shoot 2. She'll convert the first free throw attempt. Here comes the second. And she'll make the second one. Lady Bulldogs 20, Moorpark Raiders 34. 7:45 to go in the third quarter. Paquette has the ball now. And they go inside. They try to go inside to Blankenship. Moorpark recovers the ball. And bounce pass to Mew now. They go inside to Prysock. And her shot is no good, but it'll be off the Lady Bulldogs. And the Raiders will get another attempt here. Mew will be the inbound for the Raiders. And she goes inside to Prysock, back to Mew in the corner. She thinks about the three, but passes it. Gets the ball back, long range three, no good. And it bounces right to Gonzalez. Raiders will get another opportunity. And Gonzalez will shoot it under the basket, no good. Belquist is there, but Blankenship gets the board. And Paquette will take it all the way to the rim, no good. But she'll draw the contact. That'll be Dillon's first personal, second team foul for the Raiders. And Paquette will miss the first attempt. She'll make the second attempt. Lady Bulldogs trail by 13 now. As Belquist will inbound to Mew. Back to Mew in the corner. They go inside to Prysock. And Dillon's inside now. Almost steps out of bounds. Mew dribbles left-handed floater, no good. And Dillon is under the basket to get the putback. Moorpark 36, Hancock 21. As Paquette puts it up, no good. And it'll be Raiders basketball. And now Mew will dribble it. Finds Hutchins. They find Mew again. She'll go inside, put a layup in, and draw the contact. It'll be Mendoza's third personal foul as Blankenship and Branham will check in. And Mew will miss the first free throw. And she'll convert the second one. Mendoza will be the inbounder for the Lady Bulldogs. And she inbounds to Branham. 5:35 to go in the third quarter. Just over 15 minutes left in the game. Lady Bulldogs trail by 16, 21-37. Against their Western Conference rivals, Moorpark College. Mendoza goes inside and will draw the foul. So go to the line for an opportunity to score 2 points. And the first one is off the front of the rim. 5:21 to go in the third quarter. And she'll miss both. The ball's off of Price Sock's arm. And it'll be Lady Bulldog basketball. And Branham finds Mendoza. She dribbles left, puts it up and under, and it's good. Lady Bulldog deficit cut to 14, 23 to 37. Mew has the ball for Moorpark. Bounce pass to Belquist. And she's met by Mendoza. Prysock fumbles it. And Moorpark finally recovers. And it'll be a shot clock violation due to the Lady Bulldogs suffocating defense in the post. And they'll have an opportunity to further cut into this deficit here. As Fallow Chia will check in for Moorpark. And Dowling Green has the ball now. She'll take it to the rim. It's off the iron. Moorpark recovers. They're up to Belquist. And they find Mew. Top of the three-point line. And Belquist will throw it away. It'll be Lady Bulldog basketball. As Branham will be the ball carrier for the Lady Bulldogs. Chest pass to Calderon. Mendoza in the post puts it up. Nice little bank shot. And Lady Bulldogs go on a mini run here. Cut the deficit to 12, 25-37. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Allen Hancock College Athletics. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for Lady Bulldog basketball. There's a trail by 12 against the Moorpark Raiders. Lady Bulldogs 6-2 in the Western State Conference. Raiders 9-0. Bounce pass to Belquist. They find Mew top of the three-point line. Back into Belquist. Calderon steals it. And Mendoza will dribble inside and will draw the foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws with an opportunity to put her team within 10 points. And Moorpark will make a couple substitutions. In comes our Zaga and Dillon. Out goes Mew and Belquist. And the first free throw attempt for Maya. Mendoza rattles in and out. And she'll take her second attempt here. And she'll convert. Lady Bulldogs within 11 now, 26-37. 3:10 to play in the third quarter. Hutchins with the ball. She hands it to Love. Love goes inside, puts it up, no good. Dowling Green tips it to Calderon, but Branham finally controls it up to Dowling Green. So take it all the way to the rim and draw the foul. And these last couple possessions have been key as the Lady Bulldogs are attacking the basket, drawing contact, and going to the free throw line to cut this deficit. Dowling Green will miss the first free throw. And she'll miss the second. Dillon gets the board. Arzaga with the ball, bounce pass to Hutchins. They go inside to Fallow Chila, bounce pass to Dillon. Turnaround bucket, no good. Moorpark turns it over. It'll be Lady Bulldog basketball. And Calderon inbounds it to Branham. She's underneath the basket. And they get the ball to Mendoza. She puts it up, and she converts it. What a high bank shot Mendoza just made. And Lady Bulldogs within single digits now, 28-37 with 1:50 to go in the third quarter. And it'll be a turnover by Moorpark. Calderon inbounds to Branham. Lady Bulldogs have the momentum right now. Can they keep it? And Mendoza dribbles left, now goes right. And field goal attempt is no good. Moorpark's on the move. Hutchins with the ball. And they bounce past it to Dillon. And she puts it up, no good. Is met by Mendoza underneath the basket. Moorpark gets another opportunity as Hutchins takes a wide open three, no good. And it'll be Lady Bulldog basketball. Bulldogs 28, Raiders 37. Got 11 minutes and 5 seconds left in this game as Prysock will check in for Fallow Chila. And Calderon will bring the ball up the court for Lady Bulldogs. Coach Scott will call the play from the sideline. Arzaga tips it out. It'll be Lady Bulldog basketball. And into Dowling Green. She hands it to Calderon. And Love will try to steal it. And we're going to have a jump ball here. The foul it will be a foul. And it'll go against Branham, her second personal. 15 foul. As Paquette and Blankenship will check in for the Lady Bulldogs. And Belquist will miss the free throw. Lady Bulldogs still within 9 points here. They're holding Moorpark to way below their season average of 70 points per game. And Doza gets the board over Dillon. She's going to push the ball up the court and bounce passes it to Blankenship. But now Moorpark has the ball. And Mew will hold the ball for potentially Moorpark's last shot of the third quarter. Mew with the ball, dribbles left. They go inside to Belquist. No one there. She gets the bucket. And after 30 minutes, Lady Bulldogs trail at home to the Moorpark Raiders, 28-39. We'll be back with the final quarter of play here from Allen Hancock College. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Basketball, Allen Hancock College Athletics. Folks, you're listening to Allen Hancock College Lady Bulldog Basketball as Lady Bulldogs host the Moorpark Raiders. And we're underway for the final period of action. Just 10 minutes to play. Can the Lady Bulldogs come back from an 11-point deficit? We'll find out. And Blankenship for three, and it's good. Chloe Blankenship hits the long-range three and puts the Lady Bulldogs within 8 points. That gets the Moorpark coach on his feet, Kenny Plummer. And Mew bounce passes to Belquist. She's underneath the basket and almost looks like she hooked India Dowling Green, but the refs will call the foul, and Belquist will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. That'll be Dowling Green's first personal foul and the first team foul for Lady Bulldogs in this final period. And Belquist will miss the first. Lady Bulldogs very much in striking distance. Still down by 9. Moorpark will take a timeout. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Basketball here, the home of Allen Hancock College Athletics. We're back, folks. Lady Bulldogs trail by 9, 31-40. 9:24 to go in the contest. Calderon inbounds to Branham. She'll work against Mew. Dillon pokes at it, gets the steal, and she'll get the bucket on the other side. So quick field goal Quick steal and field goal by the Moorpark Raiders. As Paquette has the ball, dribbles right, gets it poked by Dillon. Back-to-back steals for Moorpark. And Belquist will put it up and in. And we'll take a timeout from Allen Hancock College for the final 8 minutes and 53 seconds. We'll be back. Folks, we're back for Lady Bulldog basketball as Calderon will be the inbounder. She gets it to Branham. 8:50 to play. Branham will go against Mew. Calderon gets a screen from Paquette. And they find Dowling Green. She takes the jumper, and it's good. Nice little swish from Dowling Green. Lady Bulldogs within 11 now. 33 to 44. 8:20 to play. And bounce pass inside to Prysock. No good. It'll be off the hands of Calderon. And it'll be Raiders basketball. And Prysock will go to the bench. In will check in Fallow Chia. And Hutchins will make the long-range three for Moorpark. Moorpark 47, Bulldogs 33. Just under 8 minutes to play. Branham has the ball. It'll be a Lady Bulldog turnover. They're up to Belquist, but Dowling Green will steal it. And she'll bring the ball up the court. Take it all the way to the basket. And Dillon will force a jump ball. As Knutson and Mendoza will check in for Branham and Calderon. And bounce pass from Paquette to Mendoza. Moorpark hits it. Lady Bulldogs will get another opportunity to inbound. Mendoza finds Paquette. Back to Mendoza for the long-range three. Almost goes in. Dowling Green gets the board. And they'll find Paquette. And now the ball is in Blankenship's hands. Bounce pass to Dowling Green. And Mendoza will go inside all the way to the basket. No good. Gets her own board. Puts it up. And she almost gets another offensive rebound, but the refs will call a foul on her. That'll be Mendoza's 4th personal foul, 2nd team foul for the Raiders. And Belquist will bounce pass it to Mew. 6:40 to go in the contest. The Lady Bulldogs trail by 14, 47-33. As Mew has the ball, they go inside to Fallow Chia, bounce pass to Belquist, and Moorpark will get called for a traveling violation. As Kayla Taylor will check back in. She has 4 personal fouls. And Gonzalez will check in for Belquist for the Raiders. And Calderon is over the half-court line. Bounce pass inside to Mendoza, but Dillon tries to fight for it. Foul will go against Moorpark. That'll be Dillon's 3rd personal, 2nd team foul for the Raiders. Calderon to Paquette. And Blankenship will have the ball now. They try to go to Mendoza, but Dillon's all over the place. And it'll be Moorpark basketball. Gonzalez inbounds to Mew. 6 minutes left in the contest. And Mew dribbles inside and will get the layup. Taylor inbounds to Paquette. She's moving quick. As they try to look for a spot to get inside to Taylor. And Fallow Chia will get called for the foul. As Moorpark will make some substitutions. Love comes in for Dillon. As a correction, the foul went against Taylor. So she is fouled out of the contest. And in comes India Dowling Green. Stay tuned following our game today as the men will host Moorpark at 7 p.m. following this contest. And Lady Bulldogs turn it over. It'll be Moorpark basketball. And Mew will have the ball for the Raiders. Be a double screen set. And Gonzalez for 3. No good. Prysock tries to save it. She gets it to Love. And the Raiders will get another opportunity here. And the refs will call a foul. Looks like it'll be Lady Bulldog basketball as Knutson checks in for Mendoza. And Paquette will be the inbounder. as they get it back to Paquette. Knutson will set the screen. Every time Paquette gets the ball, Moorpark will double team her. Been hard for her to get going offensively tonight as Calderon will take the three. No good. Prysock gets the board. Love is going to push the ball. And Moorpark will reset with just 4:20 left in the game. Moorpark 49, Hancock 33. Mew does a crossover, pass to Gonzalez for three, and she hits it. And Coach Scott will call a timeout. Moorpark leads here at Hancock by 19. We'll be back for the final 4 minutes of the game. You're listening to Allen Hancock College. Allen Hancock College Athletics. Folks, we're back for Lady Bulldog basketball as Calderon inbounds it to Paquette. She taps it back to Calderon. And Paquette with the ball now, dribbles right. Will take the jumper, no good. And Moorpark will recover. Mew has the ball for the Raiders. As Raiders will get called for a traveling violation. And Arzaga has checked in for the Raiders. And Mew will go out. Calderon with the basketball now for Lady Bulldogs. 3:30 left in the game. And they find Dowling Green in the corner. Inside to Paquette for the give and go. She hits the hardwood and draws the contact. And Paquette will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. She'll make the first one. And she'll miss the second. Moorpark gets the rebound. Arzaga with the ball now. Top of the three-point line. Dribbles right. Looking to pass. They go inside to Fallow Chia. And she turns it over. Dowling Green's on a fast break. Facing 3 black shirts. Puts it up and gets her own board. And let's see what the refs call. As a foul will go against Peyton Love. 15 foul for the Raiders. As Branham will check in for Paquette. And the refs will confer here to have a meeting Be sure to join us at Raising Cane's after the game today. Place your order before 10 p.m. and mention Coaches versus Cancer to have 15% of your order donated to the Mission Hope Cancer Center. As Dowling Green will miss the first free throw opportunity. 2:45 to go. But she'll make the second one. Lady Bulldogs within 17 now. Moorpark 52, Hancock 35. As Arzaga dribbles right, goes to the basket, no good. And Falochia will get the putback. This is Rome Falochia, sister to Gianna. As Branham will go inside and also draws a contact. She'll get an opportunity to shoot 2 free throws. That will go against Rome Falochia. As Branham misses the first free throw attempt, she'll get one more. And it'll be a lane violation. Moorpark basketball. 2:15 left in the contest. Arzaga has the ball for Moorpark. She'll get the screen from Falochia. Another screen from Love. And Love loses control and turns it over. Nice defense by Branham right there. And Calderon will pass it in to Branham. And Calderon gets the screen from Knutson. She elects not to take it. And Branham will shoot the jumper. Off the iron, no good. As Hutchins will hold the basketball for Moorpark. Thinks about the three, doesn't take it. Love has the ball. They go inside to Gonzalez. She's underneath the basket. Left-handed layup is good. Genesis Gonzalez, a 5'8" freshman guard from Canyon High School. As there's going to be an offensive foul called against the Lady Bulldogs on Branham, her third personal. Just a minute left to play here. Hutchins with the ball, gives it to Love. And Moorpark will retain the basketball. We'd like to take this time to thank a couple of our corporate sponsors in the community. Special thanks to Raising Cane's, Me and Ed's Pizza, California Electric Supply, and Coastal's Credit Union. Thank you for your support of Allen Hancock College athletics. As there was a foul called against Peyton Love of Moorpark, her second personal. And Mallory Branham will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And she'll net the first one. And she'll net the second. 40 seconds left in the contest. Arzaga with the ball for Moorpark. Get a dual screen. And Hutchins with the ball now. Bounce past the fallow Chia, and she'll get the bucket. And Calderon has the ball. She'll shoot the long-range three. It's off the back iron. Dallin Green tries to get it. As Love will pass to Gonzalez. And that's going to do it for this one, folks. The Lady Bulldogs fall to the Moorpark Raiders at home, 58-37. They'll move to 17-8 on a record and 6-3 in the Western State Conference. Make sure you stay tuned as the men's Bulldog basketball will follow this contest. And be sure to go to Raising Cane's tonight and to mention Allen Hancock College basketball. So 15% of your order can go to the Mission Hope Cancer Center. I'm Ernesto Casillas. We thank you for joining us today for Lady Bulldog basketball, and we'll see you soon.